young hum above the pond, meter ticking like a clock, crickets hiding in the ditches, empty highway, empty lot. My jacket's on the front seat, tire rolled tight beside the brake, motel key up on the dashboard, coffee cooling in its shade. Rear view holds a pair of tail lights, fading off to somewhere else. Got a folded little letter tucked beside the service bell. Boot steps slow around the fender, feel the gravel under heel. I lock the cap, tap the metal, climb back in and take the wheel. You're at home above a diner, kitchen window looking down. You hang your dress behind the doorway, hide your fears behind a frown. You don't know about the briefcase that I snapped at 23, about the nights in quiet back rooms where they slid the cash to me. I shook hands across a table where the air was thick and still, counted stacks and counted choices, kept my temper, kept my will. You just saw the iron collars and the watch that caught the light, never saw the quiet meetings where I portioned out the night. This road knows every story that my records left undone, every exit, every back turn, every shadow I outrun. I'm a gentleman on the run, not a king on any throne. I keep my word, keep my distance, keep my hands up on the wheel alone. I'm the quiet kind of danger that won't cross your kitchen floor, so I let this engine sing instead of knocking on your door. I'm a gentleman on the run, leaving crowns I never wore. There's a chessboard in the glove box, pieces rattling in their tray. I learned early how to move them, how to walk and slip away. Your photograph is in the visor, rubber band and paper frame. If I flip it down too often, I start speaking to your name. So I drive past all the turn-offs that could lead me back to you, past the truck stops and the motels with their faded vacancy blue. If I loved you any softer, I'd be standing at your gate. But I love you like a secret, so I'm teaching it to wait. Someday you'll hear a story from a whisper from a friend about a man who left the table just before the bitter end. They'll say he lost his footing, or they'll say he lost his nerve. They won't see the way he braked his life to give you what you deserve. I'm a gentleman on the run, not a hero in the sun. I take my punishment in miles till the bad work comes undone. I'm the quiet kind of danger that won't cross your kitchen floor, so I'll let this highway keep me instead of knocking on your door. I'm a gentleman on the run, leaving crowns I never claim. If you ever take the doorway buys me one more hour to think. Window glass is black and silver, my reflection over steel. Empty platform sliding backward, every light a turning wheel. There's a town behind my shoulder that I helped to twist and bend. Now it's shrinking in the distance like a story near its end. I was good at moving quiet where the daylight wouldn't go. Kept my name off every ledger, let the louder faces show. Knew the corners, knew the password, knew which hallway doors would swing. I could make a man a fortune, I could make him lose his ring. But a life of heavy secret puts a tremor in your hand, and the mirror grows impatient with the lies you think you've planned. So I packed a single suitcase, left the lock turned on the gate, didn't tip the night man watching while I walked out with my weight. Every line you ever traveled has an ending in the dark. Every road you think you're driving has its own last leaving car. Real men leaving silent on the last night train. No bright farewell in the hallway, no one calling out their name. Just a window full of nothing and a face that doesn't break. If you wanna walk like someone, walk away from what you made. I don't need a crown or chorus, don't need anybody's praise. Real men leaving silence when they've had enough of days. Vending machine down in the walkway hums a tired electric tune. Station clock above the doorway keeps its numbers close to noon. Boots are planted on the metal, feel the rhythm in the floor. Conductor knocks once on the panel, leaves my ticket by the door. Phone is black and still beside me, no one calling either way. All the numbers in its memory, like ghosts I didn't stay. I could dial a certain doorway, hear a certain tired voice, but the rails are getting louder, and I'm married to this choice. I have lived by moving careful, by not spilling what I know. Kept my word to men of shadow, never broke it just for show. Now the only vow I'm holding is to vanish clean and straight. If I turn around for comfort, I'll just crawl back to that way. Real men leaving silence on the last night train. No confessions on the platform, no excuses for the blame. Just a suitcase by the doorway and a code that keeps you sane. If you wanna stand like someone, learn to step out of the frame. I don't need a flag or witness, don't need anybody's name. Real men leaving silence on the last night train. inside with the motel's faded name. Attached a key tag on the table. Different town, the same old game. Coffee cooling in a paper cup. Map folded by the sink. Highway humming through the curtains. Makes it hard for me to think. I write your name along the margin, then I cross it out again. 'Cause every line that tries to keep you pulls you closer to my end. You remember me in back booths, counting bills with quiet hands. You never asked what bought the freedom, you just trusted where I stand. You say love is just a promise that we make and then we keep. But some promises go missing when the river's running deep. So I move with a motel key under another name. Same old eyes in the mirror, different letters in the frame. I'm not running, I'm just shifting where they aim. If I vanish from your doorway, it's to keep you out of flame. Yeah, I walk like I own this road, but I know what I can't claim. I'm the man with a motel key under another. There's a duffel by the dresser. Half of it is honest clothes, other half is what I earned for doing things nobody knows. I leave an envelope for you inside the Bible by the bed. If the clerk should ever find it, let it find your hands instead. I've watched taillights in the distance turn from strangers into ghosts. Stayed in rooms with blank blue paintings, played the courteous shy host. Every time I got too settled, came a knock right on the line. So now I zip it in the darkness, leave my name with the motel sign. So I move with a motel key under another name. Same one hands on the wheel, different letters in the frame. If I never cross your doorway, don't you wear yourself with blame. When you think about my silence, know I stepped outside the game. Yeah, I walk like I own this road, but I know what I can't take. I'm the man with a motel key under the name. letters on my knees, ink shaking with the tracks. Sleeper cabin breathing slow, while the darkness folds its cracks. There's a ticket in my pocket, creasing, sweating through my coat. Suitcase under iron sea, holding everything I want. Your name is at the top line, then a pause I never feel. Every time I try to write you, all I taste is what we killed. There's a lamp above this table, swinging soft with every turn, and a river under steel that watched 1,000 bridges burn. You told me in that roadside room, key turning in your hand. Pick the life that keeps you breathing, or the one that makes you stand. I smirked like it was nothing, like the choice was just a game. But every deal and every favor kept on spelling out my name. Now the corridor lights flicker, and the doors all breathe in time. There's a chessboard in my memory, every move a crooked line. I've been paid in folded envelopes, and invoices that don't sleep. Every hallway I've been walking has grown narrow, low and deep. You said if you ever leave, don't let it look like you were thrown. So I packed before the shouting, left the glass and left the phone. I don't run from this life, I choose which bridges burn. I decide what falls behind me when these wheels begin to turn. I'm a shadow in the window, just a name you never learn. I don't run from this life, I choose which bridges burn. There's a vending machine humming by the far end of the car. Cold light on a metal panel, humming like a distant bar. I can see a small town platform slide away in muted gold, faces blurred behind the glass, stories I will never hold. In my pocket there's that motel bill, folded with a no receipt. You were sleeping on the pillow, boots still tangled at your feet. I remember how you whispered, don't you die inside this turn. Now I'm watching all its edges as this train rolls out and burns. I keep my word like a weapon, I lock my doubts in a drawer. I don't beg for any mercy, I I just stepped through one more door. If a man can't leave in silence, with his back straight and his nerve, he was never really driving. He just rode what he deserved. I don't run from this life, I choose which bridges burn. Every mile that fades behind me is a page you'll never turn. If you wake and feel me missing, when the night begins to churn, no, I didn't run from you, I chose which bridge to burn. They fall down as a man choosing disciplined escape over dragging his lover into the life. Nocturnal, dangerous, but classy for men who move in silence on the days and heading into the light. At night, nocturnal, dangerous, but classy for men who move in silence. And back on the then it walk like every hall, it keeps a secret just for you. And I kept saying I'd step over this once, so next where it is clean. But the road kept stating markers and the house stayed empty. Now I'm living out in motels, trading miles for little cash. Every promise that I made you fold is somewhere in the dash, yeah. There's a point before the sunrise where a man redraws his lines. Stay and let the shadows reach you, or step out and cut the ties. I'm the last exit before dawn on this long unwinding road, where you choose between the warmth you want and the weight you can unload. I'm the turn you never take when you're afraid to count the cost. I'm the quiet sign that's glowing when you're halfway to the lost. I could pull this engine back and fall straight into your arms, but men like me signed it with my coat. Never drag the ones you love down in the undertow you rode. I will drive beyond your skyline, keep my shadow off your street. Let the rumors turn to silence, let you call it cold retreat. But you'll sleep without the engines, without strangers at your door. You'll wake up and taste a quiet I could never give before. These motels all feel the same when you've outrun where you belong. Same buzzing soda machine in the hallway humming songs. Same parking lot of tales disappearing one by one. Same outlaw in the mirror trying not to come undone. I'm the last exit before dawn on this long unwinding road, where you trade a burning story for a life that won't explode. I'm the turn you never take when you're afraid to count the cost. I'm the quiet sign still glowing when you're halfway to the lost. So I'll keep my hands on wheel, keep my distance from your light. Let me be the road you almost took, then left behind the night. I'm the last exit for dawn, fading out of all your sight. I'm the last exit for dawn, fading out of all your sight. Little fridges keeping secrets, buzzing low against the wall. That's a table folded napkin, cheap and bleeding in my hand. Motel key on silver metal, with a number, not a name. A phone screen glowing on the nightstand, with your last unanswered line. Curtains holding out the highway, and the slow truck headlights shine. Suitcase leaning by the doorway like it's waiting for a cue. I write words I'll never send you, that's the closest I can do. You once said this kind of living only ends in open ground. I just smiled and changed the subject, kept my eyes on what I found. You saw more than all the others, every scar beneath this coat. Read the silence in my answers, like you were reading careful notes. You asked me for something steady, more than passing painted rooms. I said I don't trade in dreaming, I just manage risking wounds. Tonight's work crossed one more border than the lines I used to draw. Now the safest thing I know is you forget I ever called. There's a pistol in the duffel with a shirt thrown on the steel. There's a car that waits on signal when it hears my kind of wheel. There's a man who'll come and ask you if I don't roll out by 4. In a world that pays in silence, love can't stand inside the door. I'm the kind of man who checks out before dawn. Leave the key on the table with the headlights already on. If you ever feel me near you, I've already moved along. Yeah, I'm the kind of man who checks out before dawn. I don't bargain with the darkness, I just pay and I'm gone. Diner sign is half-lit letters, coffee cooling in my cup. Counter chrome reflects a tired in my eyes when I look up. Map is folded on the plastic, fingerprint on every town. Waitress wipes a ring of sugar, never even glances down. Out there by the lonely gas pumps, moths go crazy in the light. Tail lights sliding over asphalt like red knives against the night. I leave cash beneath the saucer, not once push the door and breathe. Every step back to the highway is a promise I won't keep. If I stayed and let you hold me, you would see what I've become. Every favor that I'm owing, every number that won't sum. If I turn this car around now, they would follow where you live. So I love you like a secret that I'm never gonna give. In a life that runs on distance, this is all the grace I own. Keeping you outside the story keeps me married to the road. I'm the kind of man who checks out before dawn. Leave the key on the Bible with the headlights already on. If you ever dream you hear me, I've already crossed the line. Just a shadow in the mirror of a long straight exit sign. Yeah, I'm the kind of man who checks out before dawn. I can buy another sunrise, but I can't afford your dawn.
silence and walk like a ghost and leave no echo above the night city. silence and walk like a ghost and leave no echo above the night city. Above the night city line. I'm nothing but a more. I know the kids road. First rule, keep your circle tight and then fucking lane. Every name you write down once can come back with a chain. Second, never move an anger, only move when you are sure. We don't fix a petty slight, we fix the things they can't ignore. Third rule, leave no trace, but the one choose to show. Closed briefcase in the trunk, nothing loose you don't control. You see that black sedan below, engine cooling in the dark. That's where every soft mistake ends up waiting for a spark. They think it's all about the swagger and the shining side of coat, but real power doesn't shout, it's the hand behind the note. Walk like a ghost and leave no echo. Keep every footprint in your head. Let all your secrets ride the shadows. Say less than out for what you've read. If you wanna move like quiet legends, you don't chase thunder, you steer the show. You walk the edge above this city like a ghost that leaves no echo. That leaves no echo. There's a coffee cup beside me, cooling by this concrete rail. Little scratch across this metal from a night that tipped the scale. I've watched cameras blink and swivel. I've watched stairwell doors unlock. Time out breathing with the beeping of some distant loading dock. You don't see the sleepless windows or the doors I never ring. You just see a man in black who makes a problem stop and sink. But every time I clean a story, cut a thread and close a lid, I lose one more harmless version of the life I never did. So if you're staying in the shadow, learn to carry it with grace. Don't go carving out a legend just to wear it on your face. Let your name stay off the folders where the loud ones love to live. Be the hand that moves in silence, not the mouth that has to give up. Walk like a ghost and leave no echo. Keep every footprint in your head. Let all your choices ride the shadows. Say less than half of what you said. If you wanna stand where quiet men stand, you don't chase thunder, you steer the show. You walk the edge above this city like a ghost that leaves no echo. Yeah, you walk the edge above this city like a ghost that leaves no echo. Last call on the platform, speakers echo in an empty hall. Coffee stand with metal shutters, paper cup against the wall. Vending machine still humming, tired lights that buzz and tick. Suitcase resting by my ankle, thumb on my name on the ticket. Conductor punches holes in numbers, nods once, waves me through. Car 7 door 3 window seat with fate in view. Tastic table by the glass, overhead light low and thick.
carriage rolling out the city with my name on the ticket. You were standing by the staircase, hood up, hands in your sleeves, talking fast about the legends that this city makes you believe. You said one day I'll move numbers, pull the strings from far above, be the quiet man in boardrooms that they still can't help but love. I could see the alleys in you, all the corners that I know, every shortcut, every favor, every face that wants that glow. I just folded up my jacket, kept my answers short and quick, said this line, don't care who you were, just the name on the ticket. There's a version of me staying on that platform by your side, teaching you to turn the pressure till the whole place starts to slide. But I put my name on the ticket, not the door of that high floor. Let the steel wheels take my story where the streets don't know me more. I could own another skyline, I could hold another court, but tonight I chose a carriage over one more crooked port. Yeah, the only crown I'm wearing is this suitcase by my knee, and my name on the ticket is the one thing still answering to me. I remember one cold evening, warehouse humming by the tracks, forklift shadows climbing rafters, tops pulled tight on quiet stacks. I just shifted crates of paper from one truck into the next, stamped a number, shook a hand, wrote a clean and crooked text. Next week half a block went silent, shutters down and voices gone. Someone's brother disappeared, someone's cousin moved on. I got paid in tidy figures, got a nod for playing blind, but I heard your kind of laughter in the echo of that line. Now the corridor lights shiver down this rolling metal spine. Every signal that we pass feels like a life I left behind. If I ever step off somewhere with no ghosts in every street, will these hands remember something that don't end in incomplete? If I stayed, I'd be your teacher. If I go, you choose your own. Either way, this city carves you into concrete or in stone. So I put my name on the ticket, not on some new office door. Let this night train pull me further than my habits pulled before. I could stay and build an empire, show you how to make it bend, but I know how empires finish, and it don't end like a friend. Yeah, the power that I'm keeping fits inside this plastic sleeve. Just my name on the ticket and the will to stand up and leave.
these streets in silence, hidden from the light. A shadow in the corner, never in plain sight. The city's seen it all, but it's never seen me fall. Now I'm packing up my bags, ready to leave it all. I built my name on whispers, known but never seen. A silent man in shadows caught between the life I've built, the city I've known. But now I'm leaving, and I'm walking alone. The city's quiet tonight, but I can feel it stir, like a living thing, waiting ready to transfer its weight on my soul. It's pull on my mind, but I've made my choice. I'm leaving it all behind. These shadows of the city know my name, but I'm walking out and it's all the same. The city pulls, but I won't stay. I'm moving on, and I'm walking away. I can hear the hum of the traffic in the distance, but I'm not listening. I'm focused on the mission. I've made my choice, I'm leaving tonight. But the city's got its grip, and it's holding tight. I thought I could slip away, unnoticed, unseen, but the city's got a way of keeping you between the streets I've walked, the life I've known. But it's time to go, it's time to leave it alone. The city's quiet tonight, but I can feel it stir, like a living thing, waiting ready to transfer its weight on my soul. It's pulled on my mind, but I've made my choice. I'm leaving it all behind. These shadows of the city know my name, but I'm walking out and it's all the same. The city pulls, but I won't stay. I'm moving on, and I'm walking away. The rain falls soft, but it's loud in my head. The memories of a life I can't forget, but I'm stepping away. The door's closing behind. The city's got a hold, but I'm making it mine. These shadows of the city know my name, but I'm walking out and it's all the same. The city pulls, but I won't stay. I'm moving on, and I'm walking away. I'm walking away.
in circles on the wood. Curtains pulled across the windows, city humming like it should. You're standing by the filing cabinet, hands still smelling of the street. I slide a leather book between us, say sit down and take a seat. There's a fountain pen beside it, cab lay careful near the spine. In the drawer, weight of metal. In the safe, a crooked line. Clock above a tilted picture ticks too loud inside this room. Out front they hear the laughter. Back here we measure doom. Every page is just a story that the daylight never sees. Every figure's just a favor, every zero's someone's needs. Here's a payment for a promise, here's a debt that came in late. Here's a mark with some young lion across a wrong man's dinner plate. You think power's in the doorway, in the glare and in the shove, but the numbers keep the scorecard on who falls and who's above. I've been hiding, I've been cutting since before you knew your name. I keep faces in these columns, I keep quiet, take the blame. When the total hit the margin and the ink runs out of room, they don't send a choir or warning, they just send someone like you. I'm the backroom gentleman, counting sins in quiet rows. I keep the balance in the shadows where the real decision goes. You're the muscle on the staircase, I'm the hand behind the pen. I pay the bill for what you do and make you do it all again. I'm the backroom gentleman, pulling strings you never see. You wanna live to tell the tale, boy, learn to be afraid of me. There's a keyring on the desktop, one for every hidden door. One unlocks a little cellar, unlocks a little war. You keep asking for promotion, like a dog that smells a bone, but you never watch the ledger when you walk somebody home. I've erased a couple pages, I've redrawn a couple fates, I've turned thunder into silence with one call and two updates. You just think about your cut when all the counting's done tonight. I'm the one who has to sleep when all those numbers turn to night. There was a night behind a curtain when the boss was running late. I moved one small digit over, changed her name and changed her fate. Saved a boy who loved his mother, sold another man his fault. And I've heard
checks in bloodless ink. I keep the ledger from exploding while you're standing on the brink. You're the muscle on the staircase, I'm the hand behind the pen. I pay the bill for what you do, then make you do it all again. I'm the backroom gentleman with a calm and quiet face. If you're smart, you'll learn your limits when you're standing in this place. I'm the backroom gentleman, and you're just taking your first case. Desk lamp burning in the corner, like a small obedient son. Folders stacked in quiet towers from the days you called the fun. You were waiting by the doorway, new shoes creaking on the floor. Said you'd do whatever's needed just to sit inside this door. I just waved you to the armchair, leather crack but holding foam. Push the blinds half up and sideways, let the city glow look warm. There's a safe behind the painting, there's a ledger in this drawer. I don't wear a shining medal, but I know what all it's for. You see names out in the hallway, you see watches, suits and teeth. I see columns, quiet numbers, and the desks that run beneath. Every handshake in that lobby writes a line across my page. Every smile at that big table hides a different kind of wage. When a man forgets his balance, when a promise comes up short, I don't raise my voice or weapon, I just open up the report. Shift a figure, close a folder, slide a drawer, lock it slow. And the door that used to welcome him just somehow stops saying hello. You think power's in the stories, in the trophies they don't read, but the ones who move in silence keep the map of every need. If you step into this circle past the polished shining floors, you'll learn faces by their totals. You'll hear footsteps in the scores. My name's not on the door, I'm just the one who keeps the score. Every deal you're dreaming of, I've already seen before. When they laugh inside the boardroom, I'm the shadow by the door. My name's not on the door, kid, but I'm the one who keeps the score. There's a pin beside this blotter, with a groove from years of use. It has ended quiet empires with a single little move. See this briefcase by the sofa, hinges tired, corners worn. Every mark upon its handle is a kingdom being born. You keep staring at the window, at the lights along the ground, chasing cars and corner offices in the weight of certain sounds. But this chair becomes a prison when you know too much to leave, when the only thing they trust you with is what they can't let breathe. So you wanna sign your silence, take the keys and guard the chest. Wear a tie that slows your heartbeat, teach your hands to never rest. Understand before you answer what this room will make you pay. You'll be needed for the darkness, not invited for the day. My name's not on the door, I'm still the one who keeps a score. Every legend in this building leaves their shadow on my floor. When the elevator closes and the lights fall to the core, you'll remember what I told you when they come back asking Morgan. My name's not on the door, kid, and I'm the one who keeps a score. Every deal you're dreaming of, I've already seen before. When the elevator closes and the lights fall to the core, you'll remember what I told you when they come back asking more. 'Cause my name's not on the door, kid, and I'm the one who keeps the score.
Resin flicker in the bathroom, then walls humming with the ice. Cracked glass over the dresser, TV rolling some cheap fight. Motel Bible on the nightstand, corners curled from mother hand. Room key on a paper coaster, duffel bag and rubber band. I got your picture by the lamp base, folded edges soft and warm. How we're humming through the curtains like a low and distant storm. Pen pressed hard against his notepad, ink that knows it's wearing thin. Every word I lay down trembling is a door I'm closing in. About one last quiet score, about leaving all these back roads, buying you a safer door. But the last run bent off center, someone talked to shouldn't talk. Now there's eyes along this highway every time I take a walk. I've been paid in bills and silence, paid in faith
I've been trading dawns and dinners for a name they never hear. If I stay, they drifting closer, they will learn the way you smile. So I'm packing up this shadow, taking it another mile. I could lie and say I'll call you, say I'll fix it in a week, but a man who lives in crosshairs doesn't pull you in that deep. So I leave a motel key and alibis on the table by the lamp where the truth can't hide. I move quiet down the stairs, every step a chosen move. I don't speak my goodbyes out loud, I just vanish from the room. Yeah, a motel key and alibis is the last of what I owe your eyes. You can blame it on the road, blame it on the way I move, but I'm keeping you untouched by the things I have to do. Out the window there's a gas sign, numbers glowing faint and weak. Vending humming by the office, coughing coins, a tired squeak. Coffee steaming in a styrofoam, map unfolded on the bed. Headlights slide across the ceiling like they're searching for my head. I can see you in that kitchen, morning light across your hair. You'll reach out and find my side cold and this letter waiting there. Maybe someday you'll forgive me, maybe someday you'll get mad. Either way, at least my trouble never touched the life you had. I was never built for gardens, never meant for quiet streets. I was raised on parking lot deals, on unlocked passenger seats. Every promise that I made you had a back door, and it seemed I can love you from a distance, but I can't stay in your dream. So I leave a motel key and alibis, let the hallway swallow all my ties. I move gentle past the ice machine, no footprint in the gloom. I don't drag the things I love through the center of the room. Yeah, a motel key and alibis is the last way that I draw the line. You can curse my name tonight, say I broke the best of you, but I'm keeping you untouched by the things I have to do. Motel key and alibis as the taillights fade from sight. I'll be just another shadow on a long and living night. Motel ice machine is humming somewhere down the hallway line. Thin wall TV talking low about someone else's crime. There's a coffee stain on the Bible and a map spread on the bed. Your name sits on this paper like a word I never said. Neon from the office sign is flickering in and out. I've got a plastic room key in my fist and one last chance to turn around. Hit a roadside diner early, chrome and sugar on the stand. Watched a trucker fold his napkin with those tired, shaking hands. Saw our faces in the window in a booth we used to share. You were tracing roads with fingers, asking me to keep you there. And now the gas pump counts like seconds, while a moth fights with the light. Every digit climbing higher, like the cost of one more night. You always said the road will steal the parts of me you like. I told you I was built for this, but I feel older than my life. So I leave the key, keep the alibi. Walk out quiet while the parking lot is empty and wide. I'm a shadow on the highway that the cameras never find. I don't take your heart with me, I just take the blame this time. I leave the key and keep the alibi. Baby, loving me was always just a slow goodbye. Remember you in doorways with your suitcase by your feet, asking if this town could ever be enough for men like me. I would kiss your hair and tell you that my word was made of stone, then slip out before the morning, chasing whispers on my own. And now I'm writing what I never let my mouth lay on your skin. If this letter never finds you, at least I bled it from within. Every road sign wears a number, every mile takes something small, little pieces of the stories that we never speak at all. And a man who moves in silence, who can read the night like Braille, learns that every flawless cover hides a heart that's bound to fail. So I'll leave the key, keep the alibi, lay it gently on the table where your picture used to lie. I'm the taillights in the distance that you feel but never see. I'm the name they never mention when they talk about the heat. I leave the key, keep the alibi. If I walk like a real man, it's 'cause I try. chose your life, not mine. Just a stripe in my rearview sky.
Pulled in the humming lights, bulbs drifting in the glow there. Gas pump taking out the beats of everywhere I used to go. You roll up in a borrowed ride, eyes wide on the fire. Leaning on the driver's door, talking like a man for a hire. You say you want that quiet cash, doors that hardly ever swing. Say you wanna wear a suit, make the phone stop when you ring. I smile and fold a crumpled map, slide it back above the wheel. Glove box holds another name, tucked beside that stainless steel. You think the road is made of luck and steel between your hands. But its exits only men like me remember where it lands. From here, but me, kid, I don't run, I disappear. There was a night, cheap motel key hanging from a plastic tag. Suitcase waiting by the door, money folded in a canvas bag. My brother stayed for one more game.
said he'd meet me at the sign. I watched headlights on the shoulder, none of them was ever mine. Vending machine in a corner, humming like a guilty prayer. Hallway carpet keeps its secrets, every stain a silent stare. I'm not your father or your judge, I'm just what you might become. So learn to leave a quiet room with your heartbeat staying numb. I don't run, I disappear. Change my jacket, shift the gear. Let the rumors chase a shadow that ain't standing anywhere. You can light your legend up, burn your name into the air, or learn to close a simple door like you were never here. You can run into their guns, or you can disappear. Me and this old road agree. I don't run, I disappear.
I walk these streets with a heavy mind. The city hums, but I'm falling behind. The shadows whisper, but they don't speak my name. I've played the game, now I'm feeling the shame. I've been the man who cleaned up the mess. Now I'm the one who's starting to confess. I thought I was sharp, thought I had the plan, but now it's slipping and I don't know who I am. I've walked these roads, I've made my choice, but now I hear that distant voice. The past is here, is closing in. I don't know if I can win. There's no turning back, no more lie. The past is here and it won't compromise. I made my bed, now I lie in the shadow where I die. The city's cold, but the weight's too much. I can't outrun it, I can't keep in touch. I hear the footsteps, but I can't see the face. I'm trapped in this life, no saving grace. I try to play it cool, try to stay in control, but the cost of survival is taking its toll. The things I've done, the roads I paved, now I'm the one who's feeling enslaved. I've walked these roads, I've made my choice, but now I hear that distant voice. The past is here, it's closing in.
I don't know if I can win. There's no turning back, no more lies. The past is here and it won't compromise. I made my bed, now I lie in the shadow. The train keeps rolling, but I'm standing still. I can't outrun it, I can't climb that hill. The city's behind me, but it won't let go. I'm stuck in this life with nowhere to go. There's no turning back, no more lies. The past is here and it won't compromise. I've made my bed and now I lie in the shadow where I die. No way to escape, no turning back in the shadow. I'm on the track. Tie one button down, cufflinks off to the side. You tap the ice with the back of your hand and ask me quietly, so what do you really command? There's a briefcase resting by my leather shoe. I've played chessboard in my corner view. Out past the window, this town hums low. Every little light is a place I could go. I made my name in the spaces in between, where the pages look clean, but the story ain't clean. I sign the deals that don't fit in the light, turning old to a maybe to done by tonight. Somewhere badges, somewhere ties like me, different uniforms and the same old scheme. They shake my hand when the room thins out, leave me here counting what they don't talk about. On the surface it's just contracts, just lines, just a quiet gentleman closing on time. But every favor stacked behind that door is another stone I lay on the floor. this silent kingdom on my terms. Folder on the bar with a silver clip, black ink running from a sharp short script. Shadow on the wall shaped close to a gun, never leaves his cradle but the threat gets it done. I've turned away men with their hands half shook, closed doors on a nod you miss if you never look. Told one man walk when the table said stay, watched his name disappear from the ledgers that day. There's a mirror behind you catching my face, shows a patient stranger in my own taste. When the bar lights fade and the streets go mute, I still hear the echo of each chosen route. Every quiet yes that I let slip through lays another late night on a mind that never cools. If it moves in this town, it moves on my terms. Every back room secret, every slow steady turn. I don't raise my hand, I just lean and they learn where the line gets bent and where it can return. You feel safe in the glow till the tables turn. Even my regret comes on my terms. I walked this road too many times, told myself I'd leave it all behind. The city's quiet now and I'm alone. The past is waiting, but I'm already gone. Job's done, the money's tight, but I can't shake the feeling tonight. I've been living in the shadows too long. Now it's time to fade, and I'm moving on. I hear the train, I feel the cold. The life I lived is taking its toll. I'm stepping away, but it don't feel like peace. I'm leaving the game, but it's never gonna cease. No return tonight. I'm walking away, I've made my choice. There's nothing left to say. I'm fading in silence. No one will know. No return tonight. I'm letting it go. The shadows don't follow, but they won't fade. I've played my part, now I'm cashing the trade. I thought I could leave it all behind, but every step forward pulls me in line. I've kept my distance, been alone for so long, but tonight I'm stepping and I won't be wrong. I'll leave without a trace, no looking back. I'm leaving again, but it's never gonna cease. No return tonight. I'm walking away. I made my choice. There's nothing left to say. I'm fading in silence. No one will know. No return tonight. Yeah, I'm letting it go. The rain's coming down, but I don't care. The world's out there, but I'm not prepared. I'm gone, and the past won't follow me. The future's unknown, but I'm finally free. No return tonight. I'm walking away. I made my choice. There's nothing left to say. I'm fading in silence. No one will know. No return tonight. I'm letting it go. No return tonight. I'm walking away, fading in silence. I'm gone today. Fluorescent hum above me, thin walls, motel blue. Ice machine keeps coughing down the hallway out of view. Key card on the nightstand, folded letter by my hand. Coffee cooling in a paper cup, map spread out like sand. I wrote your name, then crossed it out like I always tend to do. Kept your picture in my wallet, not in anything I drew. There's a duffel by the doorway with a shirt and second pair of jeans. Every engine on the highway sound like someone couldn't clean. You said you could stay right here by a quiet little place. Hang your jacket on one hook, leave your boots in just one space. But I've done things for quiet men who never want their name. Parked outside forgotten buildings, walked in different, left in flames. They don't follow crooked numbers, they chase footprints in the dust. They come knocking for the weak spots, they don't care who learns to trust. So I kissed you in the kitchen, kept my stories off your floor. Left the light on in the hallway and my shadow at your door. Men like me don't bring the storm to where the soft things grow. We keep moving, keep our distance, take the hard road that we know. So I leave no name at the counter, no story when I slide the key. trace on the highway tonight. Neon from the diner flickers red across my bed. Vending machine is a humming like a song inside my head. There's a gas sign in the window, changing numbers, blinking out, and a trucker at the end room, letting TV drown his doubt. I can hear the tires on blacktop, though the stars are burning clear. Every rumble past this exit sound like someone changing gear. I fold this letter one last time, slide it where you'll never see. If they ever come here asking, this room never heard of me. Maybe someday you'll be driving just to clear your heart at night, past a rundown little motel under buzzing yellow light. You might feel my name get louder in the rear view for a mile, then it fades back into nothing, like a road without a sign. So I leave no name at the counter, no story when I slide the key. I pay in cash and keep it simple, let the register forget me. I'm just a taillight in the distance, a low line on the night. No name at the counter, no trace on the highway tonight. Yeah, I leave no name at the counter, no promise in that sign's red glow. If your windows ever tremble, that's just engines as they go. I'm just a taillight in the distance, disappearing from your sight. No name at the counter, no trace on the highway tonight. There's a glass between us sweating, there's a briefcase by my chair, and a shadow on the plaster that reminds you what is there. You keep rolling that old lighter like you're itching for a spark. I've been watching kids like you walking from corners of the dark. You say you want my quiet temper,
steady hands, but you only see the surface, not the weight that really stands. I've been called to close out stories after everyone is gone. Took the photos off the mantle, drew the curtains before dawn. Closed the door at end of hallway, turned a picture to the wall. Left a suitcase in a lobby, made a mess look almost small. Never caught my mark in concrete, never needed shining rings. Get my name out of the papers, let the louder men with things. When the phone would ring at midnight, I would button up and go. Left my doubts beside the bedside, brought my silence to the show. In this line of work, the loud ones draw the chalk around their feet. It's the quiet steps and shadows that keep breathing down the street. Walk soft, hit hard, never show them all your cards. Keep your voice low in the doorway, keep your eyes like shuttered yards. You don't chase a borrowed title, you don't shine beneath their stars. You walk soft, you hit hard, that's how quiet men wear scars. Shirt still perfect, not a wrinkle out of place, but your knee keeps talking rhythms that you're trying to erase. In the hallway lights are blinking, ballroom music bleeds in thin. You can walk back through that doorway, or you can really walk in. If you stay, you'll learn the timings, when to talk and when to fade. How to close a trembling briefcase, how to put a blade away, how to leave a room behind you like you never crossed that floor, how to fold your guilt so neatly you can slide it in a drawer. When the busy nights fall silent and the phone forgets to ring, it's just you and every favor sitting in a crooked string. You don't get a silver medal, you don't get a sainted name, just a mirror and a memory and a long unfinished game. Walk soft, hit hard, ooh, hey. Walk soft, hit hard, ooh. Walk soft, hit hard. Walk soft, hit hard. Walk soft, never reach for flashing lights. Keep your stories under lock and keep your hands clean in their sights. You don't chase a borrowed title, you don't beg for softer bars. You walk soft, you hit hard, that's how quiet legends start. Walk soft, hit hard, leave your ego at the bar. You walk soft, you hit hard, that's how real men carry scars, yeah.
city's quiet, standing still. The job is done, but I've had my fill. How's the road been down this line? But tonight's the night I'll leave it behind. The shadows fade, but they don't go. I've done my part, the weight I know. I've been the one who cleans a mess, but now I'm done, no more to confess. I hear the train, I feel the chill. I made my choice, but it don't feel still. I'm leaving the city, but it won't leave me alive in the shadow. It's hard to flee. Last night on the edge, I'm walking away. I've made my peace, there's nothing left to say. Fading in silence, no one will know. Last night on the edge, it's time to go. Falling, but it don't feel cold. I've paid my dues, I've been bought and sold. The life I've lived is hard to erase, but tonight I leave no time to face. The faces are gone, the ghosts remain. I've learned my lesson, but it's all in vain. I've done what I could, now I'm walking away. The city's behind, but the past will stay. I hear the train, I feel the chill. I made my choice, but it don't feel still. I'm leaving the city, but it won't leave me alive in the shadow. It's hard to flee. Last night on the edge, I'm walking away. I've made my peace, there's nothing left to say. Fading in silence, no one will know. Last night on the edge, it's time to go. To leave the city fades, but I can't deceive. The night is my own, but I know the call. I'm gone for good, but at what cost? Last night on the edge, I'm walking away. I've made my peace, there's nothing left to say. Fading in silence, no one will know. Last night on the edge, it's time to go. It's time to go. Last night on the edge, the ghosts are behind, but they'll never stay. It's just on the 14th floor, glass desk, city in the pain. Your jacket still half open, you're running hot off tonight's game. There's a folder by your elbow, couple numbers circled red, and a parking stub from downstairs where they love to see you bled. Talk loud about the back room, how they all watched your face, how you leaned across the table like you already own the place. But the cameras in the hallway caught you shaking out your hands. And I got every ledger open on exactly where you stand. You want the chair by the window, you want that heavy view, but that skyline never bargains, it just keeps the score on you. These are the quiet man's turns. You get the power when you first learn what it burns. You want a seat in this building, keep your profile turned, let your balance sheet talk while your heartbeat stays firm. You call it glory, but it's numbers and nerves. You only live long in this life if you sign to the quiet man's turn. There's an ashtray on the sideboard, couple filters, nothing more. I quit lighting what I'm selling, that's the first unwritten law. See those names along the margin, crossed with a one straight steady line. That's the price of being noisy when the world prefers a sign. I've walked boys like you to elevators, watch you stare at all that glass, thinking every door would open, every spotlight yours at last. Then one night the calls stop coming and another file appears with your picture paper clip beside a list of unpaid years. These are the quiet man's terms. You get the keys when you prove you'll never squirm. You wanna move in the shadows, let your discipline confirm that you answer with a silence when the street begins to churn. You call it glamour, but it's balance and burns. You only stay carved in this skyline if you live by the quiet man.